What I want, you got, and it might be hard to handle. But like a flame that burns a candle, the candle feeds the flame. Yeah, yeah, what I got, full stop, of thoughts and dreams that scatter.
Could have been dancing.
You pull them all together, and I can't explain.
Thank you. Well, welcome everyone. I'm Barbara Dorff. And it is my great honor today to welcome to Green Bay Dr. Biden. It's such an honor to be here to introduce the First Lady and to help her kick off Seniors for Biden. I'm a senior. I've seen the impact that the Biden-Harris administration has had on seniors firsthand. Thanks to President Biden, my prescription drug costs have been slashed.
Yes.
So, yes. So instead of worrying about what my latest prescription refill will cost me, I can afford to live my life to the fullest, and that's given me real peace of mind, along with my husband, who is sitting right there. President Biden and Vice President Harris have fought to protect Social Security and Medicare so seniors can retire with dignity and do not have to choose between life-saving medication and putting food on the table. It's a stark contrast to Donald Trump, who repeatedly proposed cuts to Medicare as president. Let's be clear about what that could mean. Cutting Medicare could increase health care costs for seniors. Donald Trump wants to roll back Medicare's ability to negotiate drug prices, which could increase drug costs for seniors. But it doesn't stop there. Trump and his mega allies also want to strip away the financial security over 50 million seniors rely on by cutting Social Security, all while giving tax cuts to his billionaire friends. Boo. Trump called Social Security a Ponzi scheme and recently said, quote, "There's a lot you can do in terms of cutting," when speaking about Social Security and Medicare. Seniors across Wisconsin cannot afford another Trump presidency, and we're standing together to re-elect our president, Joe Biden. Joe Biden has spent his entire career defending Medicare and Social Security. President Biden knows that our seniors have worked hard to earn these benefits, and he has promised to defend them from ongoing right-wing attacks. President Biden has also reduced cost by capping insulin at $35 a month for seniors. He made hearing aids, insulin for $35 a month for seniors. Thank you. He made hearing aids available over the counter without a prescription. Yes. And I'm getting mine next month. After years of unmet promises from politicians, President Biden delivered and stood up to Big Pharma and won, fighting to ensure Medicare can negotiate lower prescription drug prices. I am so grateful for President Biden and Vice President Harris, who have allowed me to spend my retirement focusing on the things that matter most to me, like my grandchildren. I'll be fighting every day here in Wisconsin to make sure that we send them back to the White House in November. And now I have the tremendous honor of welcoming Dr. Jill Biden.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, please. Thank you. And thank you, Barb, for your years of service to the Green Bay community and for that very thoughtful welcome. And everybody here knew that was your husband because he was filming the whole time. So I love being back in Green Bay with so many friends. Lieutenant Governor Rodriguez, Chairman Hill, Kristen Lyerly, who we are going to elect to Wisconsin's 8th District in November. And to all of our labor leaders and elected leaders, thank you for this warm welcome. Grandma, me, when our first granddaughter was born, I was ready to welcome a beautiful baby girl into our family. But I was not ready for the word grandma. Maybe somebody else can relate to that. Of course, now I realize how silly that was. Being a grandparent is the best part of being a parent. Wonder and joy and loving this little baby more than life without the responsibility of making them eat their vegetables or go to bed on time. Actually, I always told them, you want to eat the ice cream first? Go ahead. But back then, I kept thinking of my own grandparents, and I just couldn't see myself in their shoes. You know, actually, when I became a grandma, I was only 42. So I'll bet some of you have felt that too, waking up one morning wondering, where did these lines in my face come from? Maybe you feel that way coming here to a Seniors for Biden-Harris event. Unfortunately, there are times when our culture makes us feel like we're defined by our age, and as that number climbs, the less we have to offer. But when my grandkids were born, I learned that this chapter was just as rich and exciting and as adventurous as the ones that had come before. And that's true for, most of the things or many of the things that have happened in the second half of my life. It took me 15 years, but I got my doctorate at age 55. I learned how to be on the national stage in my 60s. And I became First Lady of the United States the year I turned 70. I love that you're all clapping for that. Life doesn't stop when you hit a number. It never did. But our generation also has more opportunities than ever before to pursue education and jobs, to give back to our communities, to lead in new ways and live fuller lives. The woman I am today is wiser, stronger, more insightful, and more confident than I was all those years ago. Every line on my face has been earned by the furrowed brows of difficult decisions made, by the sun of countless roads traveled, by the sweet strain of deep laughter with the people I love. Age is a gift, and yet there are still those extremists who only devalue our wisdom and dismiss our experience. They want to destroy the structures that help us all thrive, threatening the social security we have earned. Profiteering from medicines, standing in the way of progress that could help people of all ages. Donald Trump supported ending Medicare as we know it. He came one vote away from repealing the Affordable Care Act, which would have raised drug prices by hundreds of dollars a year, and he repeatedly sabotaged the law. He wants to cut Social Security to give more tax breaks to his billionaire friends. Make no mistake, Donald Trump is dangerous to our livelihoods, to our security, and the future of our country. We simply cannot let him win. We cannot wake up on November 6th like we did in 2016, terrified of the future ahead of us, thinking, oh my God, what just happened? What are we going to do now? But this isn't about stopping an extremist. And this election is most certainly not about age. Joe and that other guy are essentially the same age. Let's not be fooled. But what this election is about, it's about the character of the person leading our country. It's about finishing the job we started. Joe Biden is a healthy, wise, 81-year-old, ready and willing to work for you every day to make our future better. Since my husband Joe took office, we have achieved so much. Look at what he's done. Just like Barb said, he capped insulin at $35 per month for seniors. And for the first time in history, he made sure Medicare can negotiate drug prices directly, something that presidents have been trying to do for decades. He strengthened the Affordable Care Act and Medicaid, bringing the uninsured rate lower than any other president has. Under his leadership, the financial outlook for Medicare is improving. And he's accomplished so much more, making child care more affordable, working to expand access to maternal health services, appointing Ketanji Brown Jackson to the Supreme Court, and leading the world once again through diplomacy. When Joe and Kamala are reelected, we will continue that progress, making sure that all Americans can afford their medications, ensuring everyone can age with dignity, building a better future for our children and our grandchildren. You see, Joe isn't one of the most effective presidents of our lives in spite of his age, but because of it. He knows how to bring people together and get bills passed because he's been doing it for decades. He knows how to work with people who disagree with him because he's seen and shaped how change happens. And he's not the only one who understands that. All of us here today helped transform our communities over the course of our lives, too. We've celebrated victories that once seemed impossible. But we've also seen how progress can be torn from our grasp. Roe, voting rights, health care support, protections from discrimination. We will not go back. We will not sit by while our freedoms and our democracy crumble around us. We will not allow Trump to appoint more extremist Supreme Court justices. We all, and I know you're going to do it, we will vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and we will win. You know, I now have an appreciation for the word grandma, but since the grandkids already had another grandma on the other side of the family, they call me Nana. And something about it just fits. So I hope that Nana gives them, that name gives them the same sense of unconditional love and warmth and safety that my grandparents gave to me. But it's different, too. My own unique way of stepping into this role. Nana, mom, teacher, First Lady, Senior, Sister, Mentor, Friend. These titles are glimmers of the extraordinary life that I've been lucky enough to lead. Together, they add up to more, not less. More wisdom, more grit, more fortitude, perspective, and perseverance, dedication, and determination. So yes, seniors are going to vote in the election this November. But we're also going to bring the experience of our years to meet this moment as if our rights are at risk, because they are. As if our democracy is on the line, because it is. And we're going to talk to our friends and our family, and we're going to tell them why this election is so important. Tell them what's at stake. Sign up for phone banks and canvassing shifts. Donate what we can. No, we cannot be defined by a number. And when people underestimate us, they do it at their own risk. Let's show what these years can do by working every day from now until the polls close, by electing Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, by deciding the future we want and the future we need. And seniors, when we do, nothing and no one will stand in our way. Thank you. Thank you.